Hey there, Aaron Jestice here with Do Your Brand Justice, and I am joined by the lovely Janette Ghedotte of Accurate Body Language. Hello, Janette.
Hello. Hey, Aaron. There's a lot of talk about hashtags. And I kind of have a hashtag strategy, and you're going to refine it for me. What are your tips about hashtags and hashtag strategies, Aaron Justice?
Yes, so that's a great question. I will say one thing first off is if you talk to 100 people about hashtags, you'll probably get 100 different answers, but there are some consistencies that you can use to create your own hashtag strategy. So algorithms changing on hashtags a lot. It's different than last year. Yes, you can use anywhere up to 30 hashtags, but I don't typically recommend using 30 hashtags. So what I've heard recently from Instagram is you're using hashtags to create a persona about your brand, about your, profile. So you want to be somewhat consistent with what hashtags you use, but not always use the same exact ones. So my recommendation is use typically between 8 and 15 hashtags, closer to 8 if it's more of a very obvious what your post is about, right? It's very obvious what you're talking about. What you want to do is probably do 3 hashtags that you use every single time. So for me, I would do hashtag do your brand justice. And then maybe I would do hashtag social media presence, which is a good one, but it's not too big, right? And then maybe hashtag social media tips or hacks, something like that. I'm going to use those 3 every single time. Now, the next 5 to, let's say, 12 that we have left, I'm going to use it to specifically talk about what is my hashtag, what is my post about. So if I'm giving advice on hashtags, I might do hashtag advice, right? Hashtag tips, hashtag, like I said, social media presence. If I tag my location at the top of the post as Sacramento, California, I could even do hashtag Sacramento. And that's still relevant because it matches up with where my location is based. So keep it relevant, build a persona, and try to be consistent, but try to make it match up with who you want to portray yourself as, and also mix that in with the content of what is actually on the post.
This is excellent. And geotagging your location. So when Aaron goes on his mini vacations, he can say, hey, I'm in Maui or I'm in Australia or wherever, because those locations really appreciate anybody who's geotagging them. And hey, Aaron, this is what I'm doing for Accurate Body Language regarding hashtags. I've grouped a list of hashtags together, and each one of these I analyzed on Instagram to make sure that they follows between 8,000 and 600,000. So each one of these was big enough between approximately 8,000 and 600,000. I don't want it to be too big or too small. So what I did is on my phone, I went to, and this is a cool tip, everybody. You go to settings, then you go to general, then you go to keyboard, and on the keyboard, you go to text replacement. HT for hashtag.abl, hashtag ABL is my grouping that I want to use when it has to do with body language. So that at the end of my content, I just type in HT ABL, it automatically puts all of those hashtags. Then I can delete whichever one I don't need for that particular content. That's how I do it. So I have a grouping for body language and nonverbal, a grouping for business leaders and communication, a grouping for boss ladies, another grouping for confidence, and another grouping for hashtag. So what Aaron is going to help me do is he's going to look at my strategy and refine it. It really helps if you have a digital marketing coach like Aaron, Do Your Brand Justice. He does this all day long. So he's going to look at what you do as the client and make suggestions to explode your dominance on social media. That's why I hired Aaron, Do Your Brand Justice. Thank you, Aaron.
Hey, I appreciate it, Jeanette. And I have one little bonus tip I just thought of too, as well as you want to keep track of what's working with your hashtags. So one thing you can do is make sure you're a business account on Instagram. If you're not already a business profile, we can talk about how to do that later. Each post, you can check out the insights. And when you go to the insights and scroll down to impressions for people who've seen it or reach, it will actually break it down how many from each source saw your post, meaning how many people saw it from the home screen just because they're following me, how many people saw it from the geotagging, the location. It'll actually show you that location, and then hashtags as well. It will show you how many people saw your post from your hashtags. So you can really compare how well your hashtag strategy is working from post to post, and just keep making small changes until you find something that works for you.
See, I'm getting smarter just by hanging out with this dude. I'm telling you. Do your brand justice. Call Aaron.